So now that I have these in front of me, I have to reconsider what my top 5 shoes of the year are gonna be. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Sneaker Circle. It's your boy Danny back with another review. And in today's review, I am covering the latest collaboration between Nike SB and this time around it's Born and Raised. To be specific, it's Born X Raised, but I'm just gonna refer to it as Born and Raised. Or is it like a situation where it's like not Hunter X Hunter, it's Hunter Hunter. It's Born Raised. I don't know. So I'm sticking with Born and Raised for now. So this shoe was supposed to release in the middle of the year. They were stated for a July release, but due to some tragedy, they had to be postponed. And postponing them completely changed the way this sneaker released. I'm gonna get into it. I'm gonna get into the shoe. I'm gonna get into, unfortunately, Spanto passing. Everything along those lines. Let's just get into the review. Okay, so out of the box, nice and clean. Yeah. They ended up being a September release. So once that tragedy initially happened, if for those of you who do not know or just haven't been paying attention in any way or form, or you're watching this from the future, I don't know. I just don't know. One of the co-owners of the Born and Raised brand unfortunately passed away in a car crash. Rest in peace to him and condolences to his family. Always and forever. It was so tragic. He died young. And what ended up happening is Nike SB just took it off the sneakers app. Initially, there was a sneakers release. Initially, there were pairs, like there were already early pairs out in the market, backdoored pairs or whatever. And as a sign of respect, Nike just postponed it. A lot of people thought they were canceled, so there was a lot of buying on StockX. Even StockX stopped halted the sale of them for a while, like a week after, when people were starting to like really rev into these. So prices on these did gouge all the way up to almost 1,000 to almost, in some cases, 2,000 for certain sizes. It was kind of gross. Like looking at it from outside looking in, it was just gross, but it is what it is. You see it with celebrities all the time. What ended up happening is people assumed, you know, the shoe probably isn't going to release. I'm looking I do like what ended up happening. So this is all rumors, but according to everything, release was delayed and then it was announced to release exclusively through Born and Raised on September 28th. So $130. Only place you could get it is Born and Raised, either in store in LA or on their website. This comes directly from their website. So this is a pair off of the Born and Raised website. And again, this is all just rumors. Supposedly Nike asked a lot of skate shops to ship their pairs back because they were canceling the release. Certain shops no longer had that stock because everything was already sold through the back door. And apparently some certain locations did end up losing or getting penalized by Nike, which is super important. Maybe they're getting less allocation in future releases or whatever the case may be. All the pairs, I think, went back because Spanto was a co-owner. The other owner, known by Two Tone, I wonder if it was like his initiative, because a lot of pairs did end up going to the LA store, to their physical store, and released through a raffle. Like thousands of people were able to get pairs in LA, and that did bring prices down a little bit because there was more availability on the market. And usually when those like specific like region releases happen, they just winners flood third parties and eBay just to kind of get a quick buck. And I honestly think that's the best case. If you don't know, Born and Raised is a staple in LA. It's really for its community, and I kind of like that. If resellers are gonna profit, LA resellers profited. And for some reason, I'm just okay with that in this instance. All right, so that's the release. Covered that, just leaving it lie. If you got lucky, I didn't get lucky on my size. My friend got lucky in this 8.5, and this is the pair I'm reviewing. Took a minute to ship, but it's kind of cool. It's really cool. Like this shoe in hand is so much better than any photo I've seen. So taking a look at it, we can start right here with this heel. You have this really nice leather backing, suede, the two primary materials of this sneaker. You have this like reflection and hologram. It's like the school planners. So you can get Born in one area or Nike SB in the other one. So Born SB, Nike SB. It's honestly so nice. That continues to the swoosh. You have that same hologram pattern going on one side and on the other side, and then the under layer is leather. And one of the biggest reasons I ended up liking the shoe is because it does feature a tumbled leather. So it's nice, it's plush. Normally with Nike SBs, and my biggest gripe with all the releases this year is that they're kind of giving us cheap leather. So this is another contender for me. I absolutely love the Udos from this year. But if you look at that toe box, it's smooth, it kind of feels like plastic. It's definitely a leather with heavy coating on top. Going here, you can still kind of feel a bit of the coating, but it's more of a reaction from the leather. Like this will crease in so much nicer than this will. So these were just tried on for the on feet. I can go like that. It's gonna crease bad. These, without like proper storage, without maybe a sole tree if you can spare the space, they're gonna crease so bad, and the longevity of the pair isn't going to necessarily be there as much as it would be for these. So I'm giving this a win for those. Right here on the side, we do have this pink stitched in emblem. It's pretty nice. On the bottom, it's translucent. You'd have Born SB right here. So fun fact, this hit of Nike SB is the only official Nike SB brand on the entire sneaker besides like the hologram right here. Everything else is Born SB. So if you come look at both tongues, you have boom, Born SB, Born SB. Blue laces on these look pretty tough, but I would love to see these with like white. You don't have the traditional holes on the toe box either. So the holes are this almost pattern, almost like in a perfect arrow. But then you have those same cuts right here. So you have one where the lace hole enters. So instead of having the traditional 4, you just have one area where the lace can come in. So I mean, if you're someone who uses both of these lace holes, you're not gonna have that option in these. And then the next part would be the one block at a time right here. Crazy, crazy nice. These little details just add up in person and they look so much nicer. Born, Nike SB. On the back, you probably saw it earlier, but you do have on the turf with a little swoosh right there. So we get as close as I can. On certain releases and certain collaborations, which it's cool. I love these little switch ups that like make the sneaker unique. As for laces, you do have a white flat, white ovals, and this pink bandana pair. I think this was added on last minute. I'm not too sure. A lot of people threw out rumors that these laces were thrown in after the passing of Spanto, because it says in loving memory, and if you look right here, the blue oval pair also says in loving memory. But if you go back and you look at some early releases, a lot of people's pairs had that in the laces. So I don't think it's necessarily meant for Spanto, but it definitely is now. On the inside, you have Born SB, and these are the traditional shape of Nike SBs now. So they have that like padding right here where your heel goes. OG SBs did not have that, it had a straight flat, and Concepts did that for the orange lobster. They removed that extra padding and kept it smooth the way all the other lobsters released. So I was kind of hoping for that on this pair, because we do have a leather liner. I absolutely love leather liners, but they do make your foot a little hotter. For me, they give you better kind of grip, so you can wear the shoe a lot looser. And since it's a Nike SB, you do have the straps on the tongue. So honestly, you could probably wear this shoe without laces and you'll be fine. Honestly, I think these with this lace are gonna look insane. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, the second I saw these in person, I figured I had to have them. So I hopped up on TradeBlock and I started messaging so many people. And I mean, if you're not familiar with TradeBlock, it's a little hard. A lot of people are kind of like, not the nicest. So they don't reply, they ignore you, they call you lame, whatever the case may be. But I mean, you keep shooting your shot, you eventually find someone who's willing to work with you. Now I will say you should be a little careful with this sneaker, because I am seeing tons of blue just on parts where I'm not expecting to see blue. So if you look right here on this toe box, there's a little bit of blue stains, and I'm wondering if it's because they're resting in the box and they're scraping in any way. You're seeing a bit of blue right here, and there are a bunch of factory flows, but that's just Nike. That's all Nike. But that blue stain is a little worrisome. So I'm wondering if when you have them in the box, or if you have them on display, maybe have something where they're not necessarily touching. Because if the blue stains the blue, who cares? But if like the blue gets on the sole, it could look kind of like, just imagine a stain you can never get off. It's a little, I mean, it depends on the person. If you're someone who beats their sneakers, it's just, who cares? If you're someone who tries to like make them last, you're gonna care a little bit. All right, I think that's a decent place to stop. I can't throw these on my feet because they're too small. Last little detail is that since these released directly through Born and Raised, if someone says they got them off of the online drop, they come with a receipt. If someone says they come through the in-store drop, that also comes with a receipt. So I kind of like how this sneaker, if you want to verify it, you should be able to ask for a receipt. And if it's someone who bought it off someone else, whatever the case may be, if it's not like an early pair or a backdoored pair, someone's gonna have a receipt. I absolutely love that for these. So if like 20% of all the stock is backdoored and 80% released through raffles or released through the Born and Raised website, then that receipt is there. And it's just, to me, it's just an easier way to kind of check for validity. I'm not gonna show the receipt of these because it has my boy's information. I'm not gonna do that to him. But yeah, I think I'm gonna end the video there. Let me actually put this, see? I'm gonna go ahead and try to separate these just in case. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for checking out this video. If you like it, please feel free to follow, drop a like, drop a comment. Are these on your list for top 5? If they're not on your list, completely understand. If you haven't had a chance to see these in person, I will highly suggest you do whenever you do get the chance, maybe at like a resale store, maybe your boy has a pair. Just see them in person. They're so much better than any photo or video I've seen. I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Be easy. Peace.